Success. Success is one of those goals where everyone strives for, and many get it. And they get it in a huge financial way. But during the time of that success, family can get involved, mainly children. And to a lot of people, it's a huge success, while to others, it's a curse from hell. And with the ones who think it's a curse from hell, they would do anything in their power to get rid of that responsibility, including murder. Such is the case of today's chapter, where one person did not want the responsibility of a child so bad, they were willing to murder. Join me as we talk about the case of Rae Caruth.
Rae Caruth? What the hell was on Rae's mind?
Rae Theodis Caruth was born Ray Lamar Wiggins on January 20th, 1974. Born and raised in Sacramento, California, Rae excelled in sports, particularly football. He attended Valley High School, where he was scouted and received a football scholarship to attend the University of Colorado Boulder, or as we know it as, CU Boulder. Rae will spend the next 4 years not only getting a degree with a double major in English, but playing for the football team, the Colorado Buffaloes, where in 1996, he was named a first-team All-American in the Big 12 Conference. But it didn't stop there, for on April 19, 1997, Rae Caruth was the 27th pick during the first round of the 1997 NFL Draft, being picked by the Carolina Panthers. The pick brought with it a 4-year, $3.7 million deal with a $1.3 million signing bonus. Playing as number 89, Rae Caruth's rookie career, he starred in 14 of the 16 games that season, making the Pro Football Writing Association All-Rookie Team. Rae would end up playing 3 pro seasons in total, with a small career of 62 catches for a total of 804 yards, 4 of them resulting in a touchdown. Now you may be pondering, why was Rae Caruth, who was a promising wide receiver at the time, career cut so short? Well, let's find out.
Burline throws, that is caught into the end zone, touchdown, Rae Caruth.
According to many sources and testimonies from friends and family, though Rae was an excellent student and a great football player, he was also something else, a ladies' man. For being a well-known football player made him a big man on campus during high school and his college years, which also made him a huge target for women's desire. It's said that Rae would sleep around a lot. And like how I said earlier, when you're a hot prospect and a well-known sports talent, the temptation is hard to resist. And Rae happily gave into it. Giving into the same temptation, however, resulted in him getting his then girlfriend at the time, Michelle Wright, pregnant, which of course also resulted in him having to pay child support. Now, you would think around this time, Rae would learn his lesson, right? For in 1998, Rae Caruth met Cherica Adams, a beautiful real estate agent. They met at a pool party and the two were taken by each other. They ended up dating for a while, until one day, Cherica gave Rae the news. She was pregnant. Of course, this news didn't sit well with Rae, mainly for one reason. He was already paying crazy child support for one child. Another one would really be pushing him financially. Sadly though, 8 months later, November 16, 1999, a car pulls up by Cherica Adams' car, and she is shot 4 times. Luckily, she was able to hold on long enough to call 911, where what she told them would end up shocking thousands of people.
One Baker, you need police, fire, or medic?
Police, I've been shot. I'm 8 months pregnant.
Okay, ma'am, you're 8 months pregnant. You've been shot. You're at Wessex Square.
Community.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to connect you to medic. Continue to talk to them because, ma'am, we have to help you. We have to find out where you are.
Where's your husband at?
And my husband.
Or your boyfriend, the one you said that was with? Where's he at?
He's in the car in front of me, and he slowed down, and somebody pulled up beside me and did this.
And then where'd he go?
He just left.
Okay. All right, what's his name?
Rae Caruth. He played for the Panthers.
Okay, what's his name?
Rae Caruth.
Rae Caruth.
89.
Cherica Adams was then rushed to the hospital, where after an emergency C-section, delivered a premature baby boy, Chancellor. Soon after, she fell into a coma and was put on life support, where after 3 weeks of no improvement, her mother made the sad decision to take her off, and she died December 14, 1999. Rae Caruth was taken into custody, where later on, he would end up posting a $3 million bail. But when it was announced via message by his lawyers that Cherica had died, he did what anybody with a guilty conscience and suspicions would do. He fled. Fleeing with a woman named Wendy Cole, the FBI issued a warrant for Rae's arrest, where they tracked the two down at a motel in Willersville, Tennessee. But when they showed up, they found Wendy, but Rae was nowhere in sight. But after a mild interrogation from the FBI agent at the time, Mark Post, she cracked. Well, kinda. According to Agent Mark Post's statement, when he asked where Rae was, Wendy replied by looking at her car keys. It was then where he put 2 and 2 together, where they went out to a 1997 Toyota Camry and found Rae Caruth hiding in the trunk.
I sat down on the side of the bed and I said, "You know where he is, don't you?" She just stared, and then I said, "Where is he, Wendy?" And she looked at the keys, and I didn't pick up on it the first time. I said, "Where is he, Wendy?" And she looked at the keys again. "He's in the trunk, isn't he?" I said, "Rae?" "Yeah." "This is Mark Post. I'm with the FBI, and I have agents surrounded the car. We're going to pop the trunk. As soon as we pop the trunk, just enough for your hands to come out. That's the first thing I want to see is those hands come out." And his hands came right out.
Rae Caruth was arrested and brought back to Charlotte, North Carolina to face trial. Also during this time, when the news hit, the Carolina Panthers waived him and the NFL suspended him indefinitely. During this trial, Rae's lawyers argued that Cherica's death was due to a drug deal gone bad that Rae got caught up in, where they accused 2 men, Van Brett Watkins and Michael Kennedy, of being the killers. But according to Van Brett Watkins, Michael Kennedy, and the prosecution, Rae Caruth orchestrated the entire plan to have Cherica killed because she wouldn't get an abortion and he did not want to financially support another child. Where according to the prosecution, on the night of November 16, 1999, Rae Caruth pulled in front of Cherica's car to stop it, where Michael Kennedy drove up and Van Brett Watkins opened fire. But what really sealed Rae's fate was the 911 call Cherica made, where she was barely clinging on to life in order to give the information. Rae Caruth was guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, shooting in an occupied vehicle, and using an instrument to harm an unborn child. He was sentenced to 18 to 24 years in prison. Michael Kennedy pled guilty and testified against Rae without a plea deal, where he only received 10 years in prison, where he was released in 2011. And Van Brett Watkins pled guilty to second-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, discharging a firearm in occupied property, and attempted murder of an unborn child, where he received 40 years in prison. After serving 18 years in prison, Rae Caruth was released on October 22, 2018. And his son Chancellor, who lives with his grandmother, Miss Cherica Adams, who takes care of him now due to him having cerebral palsy and permanent brain damage, is now 21 years old and is living happily. And that concludes today's chapter. All right. The moral of the story is basically this. Rae, if you didn't want to be a father, or you didn't want to be financially responsible for having another child, well, you should have wore a condom. Or better yet, you should have kept it in your pants, and you should have kept your sperm in your system. I'm Psycho Rick saying until next time, happy reading.